One of the last concepts we're going to think about when laying out our UVs is how much stretching is there. How do we locate stretching? How much is too much? And the tools and concepts we can use to reduce stretching. Um, Locating stretching should be pretty easy. If you put on any sort of checkerboard pattern here, um, if they're not perfectly square, there's going to be stretching. You can apply a texture just like I kind of did for this, or Maya now has a built-in one that we can use by clicking this pattern. The reason I applied one myself is because it has pretty even texture resolution if you use this, so it's hard to see if you're using enough texture resolution when using this pattern. So if I select this UV shell right here, and I start scaling it, you can start to see we're getting closer and closer to square boxes out there. So almost every UV pattern that you start with is going to have some sort of checkerboard. They may have words, letters, numbers on them to help you kind of see this stretching as well. But the checkerboard pattern can help you the most. So I usually try to get those perfect squares, and then you start looking around for areas like this where our UVs are obviously kind of dipping in right here. So if I grab individual UVs at this point and we move those up, that's how we can kind of start to alleviate stretching. So you can see how this is also shrinking. When I hit the 3 key, you can see how we get some issues with UV stretching there as well. If I actually add in another edge loop right here, you'll get less stretching. So even there's certain things with our modeling that you don't do for games. We don't worry about subdivided workflows. So this won't mean as much when you're laying out UVs for games. But getting a nice even resolution across our model can also help us in the UV process when we're thinking about a smoothing workflow for our final assets. So that's how to locate seams using the checkerboard pattern. We're going to move and scale our UVs to try to eliminate some of that stretching to begin with, and then we may actually have to go back in the modeling process and add in supporting edge loops to kind of help alleviate some of that. Now I didn't put these edges exactly where I probably would, so when we lay this out for real, the UVs, we'll probably have to put some more edges in there in better spots. And just to kind of show you stretching one more time, if I grab these, just grab like a cluster of UVs over here. So if I start moving like these up, let's turn this around. So right here you can see some pretty terrible stretching. So when these patterns get out of shape, you'll definitely see kind of this stretching. So this would be way too much stretching, because what that means is inside of Photoshop we would have to paint this stretching into there to not have stretching when we apply something out here. So if we wanted to apply those stickers from our reference on this, and we had stretching like this going straight through it, it's going to make it very difficult to apply that sticker pattern to this.